Everybody, it's Adam. I'm back with another video. I'm going to give a quick recording here from today's trading. I'm going to go over the projections first, just so we know like what's going on. So we still have this very daily consolidation that is happening. Today we have a volume imbalance here that we are rejecting off of. If anything, I'm more bullish than bearish. So if you want to keep that in mind, as long as the banks and the whole fundamental situation like stays pretty balanced and there's nothing too crazy going on, I'm not expecting a huge drop, but if price structure does start to go bearish, then obviously we got to change our bias and go bearish. But we are holding this daily SIBI that's right here, and this can reject and then catapult price up if it does want to eventually break out of this range, but we want to see what wants to happen here. Today in my chat, we were talking about the SIBI, no, not the SIBI, the BISI that was down here within this area, and we wanted to see if we wanted to reach down there or if we were going to reject here and then go higher. So this is like kind of a day. Like if you want to get anything out of this video, you got to realize you're going to have your bias, and then you got to be able to adapt to the market and what is the market telling you, and then you really just reanalyze like every 5-10 minutes, like what's going on in the market, how can we do something here. So we have this consolidation range. We made this high here and this equal high and then another equal highs here. So there's a lot of equal highs here, and I was like, okay, maybe we're going to gravitate up there in the afternoon session, which we are. I was part of it. Basically today I'm up 0.5%, but I did not get to catch the whole move. That would have been about 2.5% trade because I closed the trade during the consolidation after the 315 to 345 that ICT talks about, that macro session. I ended up closing it after that when it pulled back down. I was like, okay, I'm going to be okay with sitting out on it, which I am. Not really too annoyed with it because I accepted the risk and I accepted that I was closing the trade and I did not need to. I was following my plan. So like that's what I'm happy about. So going over here to the 5-minute time frame, what did we see this morning? We saw this consolidation. There was SMT, and then we started to work higher after coming down below all these lows down here and hitting that breaker from this area over here. So we were looking at this area, and I took buys based on the 2-minute closure within here, and I was targeting up to this high within here. We did not hit the high. We came back down. So I had partials here, as we talked about in my group chat as well. There was partials that were talked about. Let's go up to them real quick. Let's find them. So if you want to be part of this chat, let me know. But we had our partials right here, so entry, and then I had our partials right there, and the rest hit break even. Price did not want to come up and hit that high right there, and I'm completely fine with that, and that's why I move it to break even after partials. So we can be aware of that happening. And then I was looking for price to then trade back down and then give me some type of sell position within an area, sort of like this. So I wanted to see this come down and then get this accumulation here to then short down below this low. Where it pulled back down, it never came back to give me a short, and then to come back down in here. And then I'm like, okay, what's going on? There was more SMT with YM at these lows. After price traded up within here, we had a retest institutional order flow entry drill with YM within this area. So I took the buys within that area on ES when that happened, because I like trading ES, I don't like trading YM. You can tell right here on YM that we have this institutional order flow entry drill where it comes down within this area at 1103, but then ES at 1103 was just right here. There was no wick down in, so that's where I entered though, within this area on top of this breaker, and then it came up, and then we exited the macro time frame again. So that's another thing where I exited it, and then because I had my first trade already, and then after the time frame, after like 11:10, I don't really want to be in anything. I want to wait until the afternoon session, maybe 2:30 to like maybe like 2:50, 3:10, like that's like really where I like to look, and then 3:15 to 3:45 for the last macro session. But as you can tell, price did gravitate up higher, going towards these highs, didn't quite hit them. We made more equal highs here, came back down, and then later it went up to hit them. And then I'm looking at this area. So like, this is another thing. Like if you're like trading and you're like looking at price, it's like, okay, do you know if it's going to go up or go down? You don't know. You really got to wait for your confirmations and be able to anticipate a macro time frame just like this range here for price to show you something, or even within the 250 to the 310, which is right here, which it gave me the entry here that I took within this area. Price came up, took partials, I took on my NAS, but then it came back down and then shifted down in here, and after this leg up, more buys within here, and then I wanted to see price just start lifting off in that area. So it's like really like, what do we see and how can we adapt to the market? All right, going over here to the 5-minute time frame, we see these bullish closures. Like this was my confirmation. We had SMT at the lows, which is basically one's making a lower low, one's making a higher low, and they're basically diverging. So that's giving smart money time to load up on their positions. Then we work our way up into this area within this fair value gap that we see here, and we start closing bullish in that. I wanted to see that act as a form of support, where a lot of smart money concept traders want to see that as a form just to fill in to then continue down bearish like it was the whole day. But you got to keep your eyes on. Where are the equal highs? Where's the money sitting? It's up here in this area. So that's where my eyes were the whole time. And I'm like, how can I find an entry within that area? Looking here at the 15-minute, we came down within the 15-minute gap as well. I wanted to see that reject and go higher. So like, this is why I was getting jumbled up within all this mess. And then also I was paying attention to my time frames and my macros. So I got in here, came up, took partials, came back down, break even, came back up, took more entries here on this retest down, this one more leg down within this area. I took more entries, came up, and I wanted to see this leg up higher. Looking back at it now, I mean, it's always in hindsight, it's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have closed that break even, but I was accepting the risk of having price go higher, and I'm just going to sit there and observe, because as long as I follow my rules, I know I can trust myself going forward, and I know I can continue to grow my account. Because I know there's a lot of people today that lost money, lost a lot of money, that really got emotional with their trades, whereas I'm here, I missed out on the move, and I'm completely fine with it. I'd rather be that guy that did not lose money, that was completely fine with missing the move, and really observing it and taking notes in their notebook. You know what I mean? And really just observing. So that's what's going to make me successful, and that's how I'm going to continue to grow as a trader. But for anybody, I hope you guys got value out of this, because I love creating these videos and like showing people how I do my own analysis, and maybe this can help you. Not financial advice, but let me know if you guys have any questions. Love y'all. Take it easy.